This video is called "Why Men Are Weaker Than Ever." I might jump ahead. We'll watch the beginning part, I think. But
I like the little subtitle. I had erectile dysfunction down there.
we will get to it. We will watch the beginning part, and then I might skip ahead.
Oh, there's like sections on.
There's
I
only
didn't know that there were
one
like
section.
sections on YouTube now.
Yeah, there is. So we will watch the first section,
Weird.
and then I will skip ahead a bunch because I think it's more just about him and life lessons and shit like this. And I want to get to the NoFap stuff. But let's go learn. So this guy, his name's Cole Hastings. He just seems like some YouTuber NoFap blogger person. One of the other things I found really interesting is something that goes along with NoFapping, and the woman who I showed before has brought this up as well, which is this idea of cold showers. And so the idea is at some point you'll reach a flat line where either you'll have like tons of cravings or you'll like start thinking that you're asexual because you have no cravings at all. And then they recommend you cold shower and take like freezing cold showers. And I don't know why that's supposed. I mean,
Good on you. I already take cold showers.
in one of his videos,
It's fucking hot out.
yeah, well, he claims that it's good for your skincare routine and stuff like this. But like other people make claims like I guess it's supposed to like shock you out of wanting to masturbate or something. But I have no clue. I mean, that's a decent summary of the last semester for me. Exercise more, eat better, pursue more projects, masturbate more. Never these things can go hand in hand. Yeah, exactly. All right, so and Cole Hastings, let me know if it's really loud. His audio is pristine. This person's like YouTube setup though, immaculate. Good job, but just I wish you promoted better stuff.
Talking about something that I've never opened up about on the internet,
That
and
voice,
it is
dude.
my struggle in my early 20s to get hard, and basically I had erectile dysfunction. I was about 20 years old.
And I will say, we're not going to make fun of this. I mean, like, part of it is like, yeah, people go through a thing, right? The problem is we're going to find that he's going to associate some of this shit with his porn viewing and masturbation, which we'll get to those claims in a bit. But it's like, yeah, people struggle with erectile difficulties. And in that case, there's plenty of help that's around for you. Go get the help, most of which is therapy, because usually you're struggling with some holdups and cultural issues involving guilt and shame, right? And stress about like having to perform and stuff like this. And it's like maybe if we got rid of all that cultural baggage and realized that sex is about having a good time, you wouldn't have to worry about all that shit. Oh man, he's got a much deeper baritone than I was expecting. He's clearly retraining a lot of masculine. Yeah. No, I mean like beautiful voice. Again, YouTube, like he's got he hits all the marks, right? But notice as well, remember, the name of the video is Why Men Are Weaker Than Ever, which is such a weird title. Which, like, I don't know, there's like an element in this in which he's describing his own issues with erectile dysfunction. I don't know why I always wanted to go to difficulties for some reason. Erectile dysfunction. He's almost claiming like somehow like that is like a sign of weakness, which is almost like worse, where it's like it's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of other things, personal traumas or things like this, which is like it doesn't make you weaker.
Old, maybe 19 years old, and the only thing I really cared about during that time was lifting weights, looking super jacked, going out to parties and hooking up with girls, and drinking several times a week. This is what my life really consisted of. I had no goals, and every so often I would get the chance to have sex with a girl who would want to have sex with me, and I can recall several times with one girl in particular, we tried like maybe 3 or 4 times, and I just could not get hard during it. And this was a pretty common occurrence. I remember it happening one time with another girl that I met up in Canada, and also my second girlfriend when we first started seeing each other. Like, we were trying to have sex and I just could not get hard at the start. Was this just performance anxiety? Did I actually have erectile dysfunction? I think there are several different mindsets that I had during this time and the things that I was watching and consuming that led me to not be able to get hard with girls. And now this, along with many other problems for men, is causing men to be weaker than ever, less masculine than ever.
So, again, you can see he's associating with his erectile dysfunction with, like, this men are being weaker or somehow weaker. But, like, all the shit that he showed in his pictures growing up and the way he described his growing up sounded like he was someone who was getting shit-faced all the time at parties, which is like, hey, don't need to tell you this, but, like, getting completely intoxicated before having sex for a lot of people causes erectile dysfunction. You want to fix that? Stop getting drunk at parties and hooking up with women that way, you know? I mean, well, if you're having that problem. I mean, you should also probably not be hooking up while you're drunk anyways for consent reasons. If men are weaker than ever, where are all these jacked hung studs acting in all the porn videos coming from? Does he think they're being imported from a portal to the past? Do we cryogenically freeze some hot guys from the golden age? Yes, we did. If you believe men are weaker now than ever, and that porn is the cause, then you probably do believe all the true men come from pre-World War II. Yeah, or at least post-1990s. I don't know. Because that's what all the pre-internet porn came from. Where the stuff's... Oh, I want to watch your ad. Nope. Don't sell me your shit. Cole Hastings forced me to watch your advertisement. At least the pinnacle of man wasn't selling us ads.
Yeah.
Letting you go. I was just...
Is this evolution really beneficial thing? And is this evolution masculinity? Are men just evolving? And is this evolution really beneficial to us humans? I think we've taken good...
So I guess, like, he's arguing, like, are men evolving out of, like, strength to weakness? Evolution does not work on these time scales, my friend. That's not... There has not been enough selective pressure to just affect men in the 1990s. That's, like, not how this fucking works. Wait, so become a sex worker for your health? I mean, I do... There's an interesting thing that they never discuss, which is, like, somehow, masturbation, watching porn, does all this bad mental health stuff, depletes your energies, all this, like, other shit. But having sex and losing your seed that way, wonderful. No health problems whatsoever, perfect mental health, everything is good. Which should tell you, like, I don't know why one would be problematic and the one wouldn't.
Good strides in society to eliminate or reduce the toxic masculine traits in society that were once considered socially acceptable. But I think men are drifting farther and farther away from the...
See, at least he goes, look, there's some toxic masculine behaviors out there, and it's a good thing that men have moved away from, or, like, we're trying our best to move away from those. And it's like, whether that's successful generally or not, like, the sentiment itself is, like, nice. Okay, that's a nice sentiment. But then he follows that up with being, but there's all these, like, pro-masculine stuff that's being, like, taken from us. And we'll see where he goes from there.
Positive aspects of masculinity too. And this was definitely me during that small period in college. What we're seeing less of is the type of masculinity that leads men to get shit done, be confident and humble, hardworking and assertive with what they want. Most men I meet and talk to on a daily basis now are more lazy than ever, they're more lost than ever, and they just have no ambition or drive. Why are men less masculine? Why do men make up...
Capitalism's in crisis.
What? Like, why does it always, like, again, it feels like such a societal pressure has been put on them, which is that, like, you can't have any leisure time. You have to be working. You have to be building to something. You have to be, like, building muscle weight, to lift things, to be stronger, to be competitive, right? Like, why? Why do you have to be like that? Like it's being it's like they're not well, they're absolutely not doing this, but they're not self-analyzing the reasons for why they feel like this is the one thing that like we need to as men have to obtain, you know? They never analyze that. It's just a necessary essential fact that how to be a better, stronger, proper, how to reach the pinnacle of man, as the last guy his YouTube name is, right? You need to be productive and you need to do something and work hard and like be confident and dig your feet in and like be assertive. Why? Now work more on that Anglican Protestant. Some people find that capitalism is the cause of society's problems. Other people think it's more. Well, like the funny thing is, I guess like what they're describing here, too, Cars, is that like somehow the porn is sapping their energies that like prevent them from participating in capitalism. And so like the Koch brothers are actually like paying these people to make these videos to get their workers more productive. Sorry, Vienna.
I mean, it is so obviously like it is a bootstrap ethic. It is a, you gotta pull yourself up and, stop pulling on anything else but your bootstraps. And
it can't be this societal shame.
Get up and then go participate in.
Well, that's like, you'll notice like the things that I brought up are all like cultural. They're like ways in which we exist in the world, the things that affect us. And they're like, none of that matters. All that matters is sort of like your will and desire to sit there and masturbate or go up and like build something. Like, I don't know.
But it's the, like people these days are lazy or whatever. Not like, people these days are overworked and exhausted and just want like that brief little moment of like feeling okay. And like, I don't know, like it's the same language that they use around like welfare. It's the same language that they use around like everything, except because it has that cultural motif, it's a lot more acceptable to say and a lot more popular even among like, he's talking about toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Like he's, amongst these kind of like left liberal types where it's like they're still not to the point where they're critiquing capitalism, but they're aware that there are some issues with society.
Yeah.
It's just that the way that they think to handle them are still solely individual.
No, it's definitely, I feel like there's, of the last two people compared to John Doyle, who we're going to get to last, there's more liberalism in these people. They're more liberals on the spectrum, I think. My guess, if we were to dig into their personal political ideology.
Yeah.
79% of all suicides. Why has erectile dysfunction in young men increased dramatically in the past decade? Depression, anxiety, and obesity has skyrocketed in men.
Yeah. You think? Poverty, stress, like these things are societal ills, but he's somehow gonna blame it all on porn and masturbation. Yeah. I mean, not to mention that like poverty probably contributes to like more people watching porn and like other stuff too, because it's like I can't afford to go like out and do something that would also give me pleasure. I am forced to limited options like the free porn I can get on my phone, right?
Yeah.
Men have taken a turn for the worse in a lot of ways. So what are the key factors that are causing men to be like this these days? To me, there are really three reasons as to why men are physically and emotionally weak as ever. And the first reason that I believe men are weaker than ever is due to diet and exercise. And all three of these.
So again, I'm going to skip past some of these. I'll like hit the numbers because like, yeah, diet and exercise are important. And also he's going to do the same thing that Vienna just raised, which is like ignore all the societal implications of why people's diet and exercises are poor right now and mainly focus on the fact of like, you can just eat better, right? In fact, oh yeah, I should, let me see if I can jump ahead a bit because I want to make sure I hit the numbers.
They don't care about eating healthy. sometimes, but I think that the diet, the standard American diet at least, has really gone down.
Which is like really embarrassing. Oh, another ad. No sound for your advertisement. Oh, look at this. A video game. Don't, you know, this is giving me unreal expectations about what car riding is like.
They let themselves do that. Everything is pre-made, the diet is pre-made. It's just easier to be complacent now. It's more of a challenge to step out of your comfort zone than sit in your fucking house all day.
So here's where he really gets to something you said that I wanted to hit.
Because it's socially acceptable to not exercise, and it's socially acceptable to, I don't know, just sit in your fucking house all day. It's like the normal now. And the next...
So he goes, it's more socially accepted now to just sit in your fucking house all day. And it says down here, even before the pandemic. And I'm like, is that more like... But like, also, like, why can't someone just sit in their fucking house all day? Like, none of, like... Again, it gets worse. Here, I'll just play.
The key reason why I believe men are weaker than ever is because it's just easy, like I said, to be comfortable and complacent, and less men these days try to step outside of their comfort zone because everything is handed to us on a silver platter. That is...
Fuck off.
This is where I feel like these people are growing up in rich suburbs where they feel like things are handed to them on a silver platter. It's like, wasn't for me. I don't know a fucking world like he lives in, but it was definitely not for me or for other people I know in my income bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with society for being accommodating, the only options are pain. So a good society makes the easy things artificially more painful with social stigma so that it's easier to shape yourself and predict it. Oh, okay. There. Sounds like the government should supply nutritious, healthy foods for... Yeah, you would think. You need to step outside your comfort zone, which is why you need to stop doing what I find uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just so silly. I think he automatically gets to 3.
That is how society is moving towards, and these efficiency-related things are great, and they lead to us getting more shit done for the people who can use the efficiency-related things in the positive ways that positively impact your life. But if you get...
That was like the most roundabout way of saying that like efficiency is good because it helps the corporations. Like, listen to this shit.
Yeah. For the people who can use the efficiency related things.
So use the efficiency related things. So like you became more efficient. You're now like stronger. You can work faster. You're this like beautiful cog in the machine, and now you can be used. Use
the efficiency related things in the positive ways that positively impact your life. But if you get caught in the efficiency related things that are detrimental to your physical and mental health, then you're using efficiency and speed in the wrong way. It's just never been...
What?
Did he write a script for this?
No, he didn't. I think he says at the end that he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said at the end this is one of his first videos where he didn't use the script. So we'll give him that one. What is this? Comfortability
out of their comfort zone and doing things that are challenging, because comfortability breeds comfortability.
What? It's all like, it just feels, doesn't it feel like I've got these like nice little slogans, and like, look, we're just looking for things that are quick, and like these are all the things that the other guy said. So now we finally get to porn and masturbation.
Men the most and making them the most comfortable is porn and excessive masturbation. These two things literally suck the manlyhood out of you. When I quit porn recently, about, I want to say it was like half a year ago now, maybe more than half a year ago, I can't tell you how much my confidence boosted, how much I wanted to do more work, to do the things that made me stronger that I knew were hard to do and challenging. And during this time, I also quit masturbation completely, and I have videos on semen retention and the effects that had on me. And so I just want to make it abundantly clear to men what porn really does to...
Another advertisement? Yes, semen retention is another thing in this community, which is beyond NoFap. It's refraining from having sex. You're just retaining all of that masculine seminal energy within yourself.
Gotta keep it up in there.
Yeah. And he'll sort of like, he at least touches on that part, which is why I kind of wanted to watch this video. But it's like, I don't know, it's like so weird the way he talks. Like, again, you can tell that it comes from a place of like, it sounds like this person was suffering from depression, you know? Like, he was in this like dark place where he would just sit at home and watch porn and be lazy. And then he found that like he had some motivation in his life and then things got better. It's like, okay, so like something circumstantial happened, or like something happened in your brain and you got your motivation back. Cool. And then he turns around and goes, well, it must be the porn that somehow caused my increased motivation. Or like me refraining from the porn that therefore caused my increased motivation. I don't know how so many of them miss the obvious solution for semen retention. What is semen retention? What is the obvious solution for semen retention? You tell me, Tim. I don't know if it's so obvious for me. I mean, abstinence. Just jerk off.
Yep, no, Tim's got it right.
True. Semen, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, the funny thing is, too, is like, the whole like vital energy shit is just like weird. But like our body, like when you don't orgasm and therefore ejaculate, your body eats up whatever sperm is in there and like reuses its nutrients. Which isn't a lot of nutrients, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of benefit from that either. But anyways.
Porn is essentially telling your brain that you are getting an unlimited amount of sex. And like I said before, you see all these things are tying together towards comfortability. Because men think they're getting loads of sex from the chemicals that are being released when they watch porn all the time, they're never going to put in the effort to go seek a mate. And so
like, I love the logic here. When I listen, I have a brain, and I can honestly say when I'm watching my pornography, my brain is not sending me signals saying, man, I'm having a lot of sex right now. My brain is saying, I am masturbating to pornography. I didn't realize that these two, like, they were the exact same feelings. Man, this masturbation is sex right now. It's like, no, those are very obviously two distinct activities that are not easy to confuse.
I think it's pretty easy to trick your brain. I think that's just, you know, basic evolutionary psychology, right?
Yes, we are just constantly. That's like when I play. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, so whenever I'm riding that horse, man, it feels like it tricks my brain to actually think that I'm riding a horse right now. I just can't. I
Yeah,
can't tell
when I
the
get
difference.
shot in Apex, I just like I start sobbing with pain.
Oh, it's such a stupid. Like he the other person said it too. It's just amazing that these people still make this kind of really stupid argument. It's like not a good argument.
Yeah.
Can I feel the ache in my balls after riding all day on Red Dead, Jody? Yes, I can. Because watching a movie is the equivalent of tricking your brain that it is real.
So when the situation arises in real life for a man to meet a woman, they're usually shy or timid, or they can't even talk to them because they haven't had interactions with women on a frequent basis anymore. And why have
What a bit.
Do you not have friends?
But this is what I mean. It was probably a depressive episode where you're just not going out of the house and not meeting people. Like, let me let you in on a secret here, Cole Hastings. But most people will go to work, go to events with friends and hang out, have a wank, go to bed, do it all again. And have plenty of opportunities to not only interact with other people, but also meet them and hook up with them. That is all possible while still masturbating and watching porn.
I think this does get a little bit into what I was saying previously about like because women in their minds only exist as sex objects. It's like, oh wow, when I was feeling more sexually satisfied, I didn't talk to women. Like, do you
Yeah.
not have any women that are friends of yours? Like that's, I don't know, bit of a red flag.
Yeah, like there's an element. I mean, this gets in with like the toxic masculinity aspect of it too. Where there's like an element of conquest, of like the whole point
Yeah.
is to go out there and get women. So if you're sitting at home and masturbating, you're not actually going out there to get women as like some sort of like conquest of like needing the point of existence is to achieve that mate and go out there and get it. And so if you're wasting all that time masturbating and using up all your energy masturbating, and it's like, I mean, that's the thing. Guess what? I masturbated, went to school, worked a job, and got a girlfriend whom I then married and had kids with, all while still working, going to school and masturbating. And it never, none of these things caused any disruption in my life such that I had any difficulties. Well, I mean, I had difficulties, but they were
Proud of you,
completely unrelated to the porn and masturbation. In fact, they had probably more to do with capitalism. Capitalism was a way bigger problem in my life than porn and masturbation. Thank you, Fiano. Thank you. I'm proud of myself too. You know?
Haven't they? Because they're too afraid to. They're too comfortable with where they're at. And we can talk about all the spiritual benefits of.
So the idea that they're comfortable with where they're at, and part of me is like, what's wrong with being comfortable just being a masturbator? What if you're like, I never want to have a sexual partner whatsoever. I'm just totally content and comfortable with just masturbating all the time. Not all the time, literally, but like rather than having a sexual partner, I instead stay at home by myself and masturbate. What if that should
I kind of want to see what these sorts of people like think of non like cis het relationships also, like, you know, how does that work for a gay man? How does that work for like,
No,
you know, where it's sorry.
It's 100% heteronormative. Like I never, that is
Yeah.
in all the videos I've watched, it's never come up. It's all about men seeking women, with that one example of the one woman who didn't masturbate, but like her, she was attracted to men.
Yeah.
Yep.
Semen retention and like how holding in your seed, holding in your nutrients, and holding in your life force can do for you, like I've talked about before. But at the end of the day, if you just excessively masturbate, this is something that is releasing a lot of dopamine and serotonin every time you do it. And when you put
So he goes from like, there's this life force, this energy, and if you masturbate, you release it. But he doesn't explain any of it. Like, this is what I got from a lot of people, is they would reach this point and they would be like, you're releasing this energy. This, like, we were joking last time about an elan vital, and that is exactly what's happening here. There's like some sort of like built-in elan vital that you're releasing somehow. And then he switches from that to like, he uses the word nutrients, like you're retaining your nutrients, as if like you spend so much nutrients on the few semen that you create. Am I expending nutrients by the saliva creation in my mouth, dude? Like, all this stuff is just fucking silly. And then what was the last one there too? It was and then he goes back to the dopamine and serotonin bullshit. But as we've established, Viano, gay men are the mightiest men because of the cum sharing economy. They have apps for it. That was a great pause. Resume.
Honestly, I do think that we should transition off of a profit-based economy and move to a cum-sharing economy.
Set it up. This is the new economic system, the Communist Manifesto.
put porn and masturbation together at the same time, literally nothing is going to give you the same amount of euphoric feeling that you feel when you are doing these things. And because of that, you're going to say, why would I do
What?
anything outside of this? Why would I do something to step outside
What?
of my comfort zone, like actually interact with a woman? Do I believe that if
I can honestly,
Nothing is comparable?
this person really enjoyed a wank. Let me tell you, this person really enjoyed a wank. If like having a wank was the pinnacle of like euphoria for him, that nothing could compare, not even being with a woman. And it's like if that's like your pinnacle, then just have a wank. What? I don't understand this. There's no reason for you to have a partner. You could just not want a partner. That's fine. Better than Coke, yeah.
Like, that makes me want to cry. Like that's so sad to be. If that was his life before this, I can understand why, like, oh yeah, I got over my depressive episode and now like my life is better and I feel like there is light and good things in the world. And that
Except
just
for the
unfortunately
one
also
euphoric
coincided
experience.
with him no longer backing off or watching porn. Like,
I know I said this last time, but it really is the bioreductionist view taken at face value. The ultimate reason for doing anything in life is to get an opportunity to nut. If you're already nutting, you've already won and never need to do anything. Yeah. It's like so weird. But it's even like just the sheer fact of nutting as being like the end all be all. Like let me tell you, there's a reason why I still have sex. Like there's nothing about the masturbation or watching porn that is a sufficient like stand-in for sex. You know, they're two different things in a lot of ways. You know, they're also like not really comparable. I don't sit there going like which one is the more euphoric experience. The getting to relate to someone and be with them and have that closeness, or watching a movie and masturbating. Sorry, I missed it because I'm listening while working. You're listening while working. Well, thanks for tuning in, Nomnanet.
if you did these things in moderation, it would probably be okay, maybe once every couple weeks. It probably would be, but the majority of men don't just watch porn once every couple weeks or don't just jack off once every couple weeks. The majority of men are doing this shit pretty much every single day. Think about how you feel after you've finished doing these activities. Do you feel good about yourself? Do you
Here comes the shame. It's every one of them eventually gets to the shame, and it's always near the end of the fucking video.
feel really up and happy and you have a ton of energy after you've just jacked off to porn? No, they make you feel awful about yourself, and then the rest of the day is probably ruined because of that. Like, imagine if you just took all that energy and that time.
Day?
Like what?
Buddy.
I know.
I know. You grew up in a right-wing, Protestant household with, like, just the bootstrap ideology, and you're trying to get better, but, like, this isn't it. You haven't escaped yet. Still more to go.
But like that, it does make me
Oh.
feel sad. Like imagine having that much guilt and shame that like a wank ruins your entire day.
Yeah.
You're like, what did I do? What did we do? Oh, if you want the video, Shy, just search for Why Men Are Weaker Than Ever. It's Cole Hastings. Cole Hastings. And thanks for tuning in, Shy. Have a good night. Yeah, like I don't know what to say. I mean, like, because it has to come from guilt or shame. Like what else? Like, out of all the people I know that have ever like talked openly about sex and masturbation, I've never heard anyone describe masturbation feeling so much guilt from it that it ruins an entire day. I like that
Yeah.
all he's describing is the post-nut clarity that lets you perceive your terrible social material conditions. The real solution is to be sufficiently dumb and full of cum that you're too desperate and hopped up to notice your own exploitation. Oh my god. There was one, I can't remember, but like one person was describing that like with, or maybe he's gonna get to it. Oh, I almost don't want to jump the gun, but maybe I'll jump the gun. It's like all of a sudden you have so much energy that, and you just kind of like want to fuck everything, and but like he's like, but then you got to channel that in and like put it into other stuff, and I'm just like, all right, bud. It's like you're stressing yourself out for no reason.
Yeah.
Time that you spent looking up the perfect video and then doing the dirty to it on yourself and on developing a new skill or stepping out of your comfort zone or just exercising. I know the transformative power that doing the right things with these key factors does for yourself. I've experienced it firsthand for myself these past few months, and so I want to teach more men to be a high value man. What is a high value man?
God damn it. I don't remember this being so many friggin' ads the first time I watched this. In fact, I don't even remember getting ads at all.
I wonder if YouTube like updated its ad bullshit again.
It does.
Like I said, someone who has a lot of drive and ambition, has a goal and a business that they're working towards building in life, is
A goal and a business.
kind, compassionate, and is strong emotionally and physically. To all the men watching out there, I want you to do a few things for me. I want you
Why is being physically strong a component of a high value man? Why can't you be a man but also be physically weak? Like, it's almost like there's elements here of like some kind of like ableism too. It's the same sense and structure as boomers saying, hey, instead of spending so much time texting, you could be learning a trade and saving for a mortgage. It's like, like all of this is just so stupid. Like that whole time saving shit. It's like, guess what? What did we come to? An hour and a half a week? An hour and a half a week to masturbating? Like, what hobby am I going to learn with an hour and a half a week? Like, maybe cross stitch. Maybe if I only spend an hour and a half cross stitching instead of masturbating, I would become really good at cross stitching. You know.
to try quitting porn and masturbation for at least a month. I want you to try to do something that scares you every single day, that isn't harmful to your health, obviously. And then I want you to start eating more healthy foods throughout the day and see how that impacts your energy levels, see how that impacts your confidence levels, because I know how much that all of us men are really capable of. For a few years, just focus on yourself. Focus on building yourself up. Focus on developing new skills. And focus on doing the deep introspective work that has led you to be less masculine and feel more fragile than ever. Social media, the booty pics, society, the diet, it's all trying to take that away from you now. So you need to have more power than ever.
Yeah, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain.
Ugh.
Hate that fucking slogan. Like this,
Convert to Catholicism, like
I always talk about this
become a monk.
in the context of academia too, which is this idea of like, because like my professors and stuff had to go through like grueling academic periods where like there was so much stress and competition that therefore they have to thrust it on all of us. And it's like, I don't know, maybe the hyper competitiveness is actually injuring all of our mental health, and maybe it would be better if we fix the system instead of like doing the same toxic thing over and over again as if because it's pain it's somehow better. So fucking stupid.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.